Hi, I'm Jason Russell from Critical Dice, and welcome to Fable 42. We build community through friendship, gaming, and chaos. You're watching the Duke City Chronicles, which is a Monster of the Week game set in my hometown of Albuquerque, New Mexico. You can watch us live on the Twitch channel for Fable 42 every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern or 3 p.m. Pacific, or if you're feeling froggy, 4 p.m. Mountain, where we are here now. We are continuing our Hunt the Return. But before we get any further, let's go ahead and say don't forget to put exclamation critical in the chat, which is live, for a chance to win a set of critical dice. I'll send those out to you. But let's do some introductions. Let's do Q first this time.
Hey everybody, I'm GW. You can find me on IG and Twitter under GW005, 2B's, 2 zeros. You can also find me on Clarion Dawn, which is a sci-fi audio drama I did with some awesome friends. Find that at clariondawn.com or any of your favorite podcast platforms. And I am Q, the angsty, edgy, angel boy. What's that?
I like how the last episode you're like, not so edgy, not so angsty, and then you immediately became edgy and angsty towards Fiona in that episode.
Yeah.
In the same breath.
In the same breath.
I do that to people.
Yeah, you have that effect on people. Stacks, let's have you go.
Hi, everybody. I am Stax, also known as the Judgy DM on any social media platform. You can catch me here at the Fable 42 Network, pretty much on all the shows, most likely. Or, get cameoing. And I am playing Gates, who was introduced in the last episode, and he is from the Monstrous playbook. And he's just
good.
Figuring things out.
Yeah, just trying to do his best. Anne.
Hi, my name is Anne. You can find me on Dusty Wings Illustration on the gram. I am playing Fiona, who is a lovely Irish girl with a little bit of a darkness inside. And I'm playing as the spell slinger.
Excellent. And Bridget.
Hi guys, I'm Bridget. You can find me at string_theories_ on Instagram and TikTok. And I'm playing Suki Buchanan. She's a 70-year-old heavily tattooed art professor and a casual monster hunter. She does some monster hunting a lot more than art teaching at this point, I think. But she is from the Spooky Playbook and she talks to the dead for a living.
Excellent. And I'm Jason Russell. You can find me on Instagram and heaven help us TikTok at Critical Dice. And with that, let's get back into our episode, The Return.
It's an amazing place. Most people have no idea where it is, but we're okay with that. We've got mountains, rivers, deserts, and over 300 days of sunshine, and some of the most diverse and wonderful people you'll ever meet. It's a great place to live, and I definitely encourage you to try it. But we also have our dark side, our own ghosts, secrets, and legends. Most of them are true. For thousands of years, people have been living here and dying here. This is Albuquerque, but it goes by many names. The 505, the Burke, but my favorite is the Duke City. These are the Duke City Chronicles.
Anything, aren't you?
Previously on the Duke City Chronicles, the team met their newest member, Gates, who came to them to help find a missing coworker, Dave Barnhart, who went missing somewhere in the basement of UNMH, the University Hospital. And they went to go find him and pick up some gear they left behind before they went to the future and came back in the Mustang. And Suki had a vision of something digging through medical supplies and the cries of help from someone, presumably Dave Barnhart. They are still in the parking lot of UNM, just a few blocks away from the hospital. And at the conclusion of Suki's vision, she had a physical tarot card in her hand for the first time ever after a vision. And I will show you what it looks like while our team decides what they want to do next. She got judgment.
Miss Suki, you kind of stopped talking there. Are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Sorry. I've never had a physical one of these happen before. I get these visions, you see. I also may have some bad news about your friend, that hasn't happened yet. So we will maybe be able to fix it. I'm just, I always have a tarot card in my visions, but this is the first time I actually got a physical one. I don't have this. Like, I have it, but like, I don't like, this is not familiar to me.
Let me see. And Fiona hands her our six hand out to
Yeah.
grab it, and she takes a look.
And more like divinity sort of comes to me. It's something I've always been able to do.
This might be related to your vision.
Yeah, they normally are. Thank you. I normally normally there's something on the card that relates to something like in the vision. Like I saw you once, and it was like a tarot. It was a tarot card that was like sort of half lady and half demon.
Figures.
Yeah. But and like another one where it was like a fedora, and that's right before I met Hibben in 1945. So normally, but they're like in the visions and they stay in the visions. Like this is very odd. I'm gonna just put that right there. And
Well, judgment is that card. It's usually a sign of awakening, or an absolute.
yeah, and I mean in the vision itself, I was in. It seemed like the basement of the hospital. Gates, let me know if any of this sounds familiar. Long hallway. At the end of it, somebody ransacking medical supplies. Like the sound of it. I didn't see anybody in particular, but when I got there and to the actual door, I saw a red eye and long nails, and then off to my right, down another hallway, sounded like a guy who was actively losing blood, which I think we can pretty safely assume might be your friend. Unless it's one of us, of course, but it didn't really sound like any of us. Have you when you found out like medical supplies go missing, and was it like ransacked, or was it like someone picking specific ones?
No, it was ransacked. Everything was kind of shoveled around. I'm not sure if the same stuff was missing or if it was different things each time, but generally they weren't delicate about it.
Right. And Gates, you also know that there would be a log in the storeroom of discrepancies. So there would be a list of what's missing if you can get access to it there in the pharmacy storeroom.
If we're able to get in there, we should be able to read the history, the logs. They have turnover of anything that doesn't add up at the end of shifts.
Sure, I think that'd be useful to know what they're looking for. Well, let's do this engineering thing quick, because I didn't like the look of that vision one bit, and I'd like to take care of that as soon as possible. So, pitter patter, let's get at her. And I'm gonna head towards the.
She puts a hand on Gates. A wild goose never reared a tame gosling, and just keeps walking.
He just starts falling.
Fiona, I get that reference, and I'm so proud of you. Yeah, so you guys retrace the steps you took just near an hour ago by normal time down into the basement, off through the security door and off to the left, and you guys get to the nuclear research lab where the nuclear reactor in the basement of the engineering building still sits, meant for educational purposes. Been there since the 60s. And it's still a bit of a mess, but you can see Professor Willis like is there, and he's like slowly cleaning stuff up. Looks like there's some papers everywhere. He's got a Geiger counter in his hand, like just like he's kind of picking stuff up, and it's just like he looks a little overwhelmed by everything.
Carl, hi.
Oh, Miss Buckingham, what was it? No, Buchanan, right?
Buchanan, yeah.
Yes. What happened here?
Oh, that's a lot to explain.
It is because you were here, and then you left, and now you're back again, and I am still not sure how I'm going to explain to the Department of Energy where my uranium went.
That's also a very good question. Real quick, before I even attempt to answer those, did the other person that was with us, we kept calling her Doris Payne. I don't know if we said it out loud around you. Did she disappear with us too?
The one who broke in originally?
Yeah.
No, you all left.
We all went.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's not back, is she? She's not with.
No.
Is she with you? He kind of like towards the door, but can't see down the hallway. And I assume Suki's seen her by herself, unless someone tells me otherwise.
I would have walked in there with her.
Okay.
Yeah, she ain't with us now. Well, that's good. She's dangerous, and if you see her around anymore, I'd steer clear.
Wait, are you saying that she left when we left at the same time?
Yes. All of you. There was an explosion. I feared the worst, but when I woke up, you were all gone.
I look at Suki confused.
Can I psychic telephone line to Q?
Yeah.
And be like, you don't remember her waking up with us in 1945 now, do you?
I don't either. We were together in the same room when we woke up. She wasn't there.
Right. She wasn't there. I think we should ask Fiona about that, but for now we gotta lie to this man. This is out loud. So Carl, I don't know what you should tell the Department of Energy and all that about the sample or anything, and I honestly don't know how we're here right now. I simply don't know the mechanics of it. But are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, and the room is clear. He clicks the Geiger counter in his hand, and there's like just a very, very slow beat. He's like, everything's fine. It could have gone a lot worse, but who was that woman? How did she do that? Why was she after this material? Like, none of that should have worked. There's no way that material could have exploded, but yet it was going critical in her hands. I know what that reaction looks like.
Yeah. Well, what we do know is that she is sort of like, you know, like you ever seen that Leonardo DiCaprio movie, Catch Me If You Can?
Yeah. I love Tom Hanks.
I know, right? He's brilliant in it, and he's so cute. Anyway, so she's sort of like Leonardo DiCaprio in that.
She's 16?
No, she's a super thief.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But she's 16. So I don't know why she was after your uranium, but she was, and it was the craziest thing, Professor. Like, I wish I knew how this happened, but like, because we were fully expecting to sort of, I guess, die. I don't know. I'm surprised the building's still standing. I'm just as confused as you are.
So am I.
I mean, it's probably best that we sort of keep it to ourselves, obviously. Like, we don't have answers to any of these questions.
I want you to manipulate someone, Suki.
Okay. was like slowly working my way around to that. Like, how about you don't say anything? Because I don't have go get coffee powers.
No, you don't. You can't out-talk me.
I know. So that was a 10 on the die. So that's 13.
Excellent.
No, plus it would be plus cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. A 9.
A 9.
I'm just plus weird and everything.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
He'll do it, but he has to give a compelling reason, and he says, "You're probably right, because I don't know what I would say, but if you could get the core back to me, that would go a long way. There's no cameras in here. I'm fine living with a mystery till the day I die, but I have to tell the Department of Energy something. They don't just hand out uranium cores. That was 700 grams of uranium.
Goodness, that sounds like a lot of uranium.
It is.
Well,
so if you can get it from her or wherever it is, fine. We'll never speak of this again. And if I see you in the staff cafeteria, I will gently nod my head and keep walking.
Sure, but I mean, I don't know where it is. I thought it exploded. Like in the thing, I thought we blew up. Like there was a flash of light. I thought surely it actually did the thing.
So, Suki, you actually do know what the core is.
Oh.
Riley had it in his hands when you guys got to 45. It was spent. He buried it here on campus 75 years ago.
Oh my God, I completely forgot. Sorry, that's a Bridget issue.
Quite all right. That's why I stepped in. You don't have to tell him that. I'm just letting you know the facts.
Okay. Well, strike that, reverse it. I might be able to do that. Can you give me like a day?
Yeah. That was the one we were going to switch out for the old one. I have some time, and I could always do some scheduled maintenance to the reactor early, but I'm going to keep you to your word. You said you could get this. I need you to return this. That's while it's not going to create I almost said it's not going to create a bomb, but that's not the kind of thing you want just out in the world.
Understandable. I mean, I think I can get it back to you. I hope I can get it back to you. I'll try my very best.
All right, then we have an understanding. Now, if you'll excuse me, unless you want to blow up my lab again, I have some work to do.
Thank you, Professor. I'll be back with that. I'm just gonna.
Thank you, Professor.
Get out of there before I get asked any more questions like where
did
you go?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna trail after her.
Yeah. So you meet up with Gates and Fiona in the hall. Gates, Fiona, I assume you guys were standing in the hall because this is not your rodeo. Were you guys doing anything other than listening in while that conversation was happening?
So you're from 1945?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Yep.
I love that.
Cool.
The 2 minutes and 34 seconds of just like awkward heel shifting. All right, cool. All right, so you guys are back in the hallway, heading your way back upstairs, out into the night. What's the plan?
All right. Well, it seems like the hospital is our most time-sensitive thing. So, hospital next?
Sounds good to me.
Let's go. Let's see if we can
But
find this
Q,
Dave.
Q, do you remember where Riley put the uranium core?
Keeper, if I remember correctly, I believe I was alone for a good chunk of that first time when they were discussing all that because Riley pissed me off.
Right, you ran off. You walked away in a huff, and you were not there. So yeah, you're right. You wouldn't know.
You buried it? What?
Oh, I forgot you weren't there. You were were so mad at Riley. Shoot. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to do some nighttime treasure hunting then. But later. Let's deal with Dave first, and then we'll deal with the spent uranium core that is probably buried next to the library. Anyway.
As she says that, Q looks over at Gates, just kind of read his body language. Like, I'm curious as to see how Gates is feeling right now, like, without asking.
How you doing, bud?
Yeah.
Gates is you're seeing a pattern between things that don't really make sense, but him not bringing it to the forefront because apparently we have other stuff more pressing at the moment. But he's like trying to process things as you're going, like minute by minute sort of deal.
So as we're like moving along, just a reminder that Gates told Q that he goes to this school, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So as we're like, just moving to the next to point B or whatever, Q was gonna be like, so you go to the school too, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a junior.
Junior.
Yeah.
Nice. What do you study?
Medical. Yeah. So.
Medical.
Mm.
Yeah, that's way different than me. I study fine art.
Oh. That's interesting. I mean,
Stucky's one of my teachers.
do we all work here? Or we all go here?
Except the 1940s one.
Yeah. I kind of figured.
I am an expert at churning butter, though.
I feel like we just all at the same time just look at her slowly confused.
You said you're from 1940, not 1840. But I guess, teach your own. Oh,
Well, I guess after this weird night, I'll probably see you around campus more, maybe.
Yeah. I was gonna make a joke about not if I'm don't look like me, but then I was like, too soon.
Good choice. And that will be it for Q. Just like moving along.
And scene. So you guys, in just a few minutes, you guys said you're staying in the lot. Okay. And you guys get across Lomas to UNMH, which you can see in the overlay picture down over here. And how do you guys want to enter? Do you guys I'm going to ask Gates. How do you want to bring him in? Do you want to try to get him in a like employee entrance through the front doors? Gates, what is your plan here?
Probably,
if you have one,
as non-conspicuous as possible, because I don't want to answer a bunch of questions, or because I am still like an intern and we don't work this
right
late, so
yeah. So inconspicuous as possible. So what's that entail? Front doors?
If there's an employee access that might be like around the back, can try that.
Yeah, that's no problem. So Gates leads you guys around to the back, kind of like near the parking garage, and there's Gates. There's a door there that has a key card access. You have the key card, and you swipe it and let them in, and there is basically two directions you can go. There's one that leads towards the stairs and elevators, and the other direction leads towards the kind of employee like break room and like showers, lockers, all that kind of stuff where you can leave your personal belongings and change. Fortunately, you are still in your scrubs, you said, so that's good. But you could hear that there are people talking to your left in the employee area, and you look down at your watch, it's 10 o'clock and it's about to be a shift change. What do you guys want to do?
We might want to go to the stairs and shoot down and hopefully get to the basement that way.
Sure, baby. This is your world. We're just living in it. Let's get down there.
So I'll go, I guess, to my right to the stairs and try and ease us down to the basement. I don't know if there's a way to get into the basement from there, but at least go.
Yeah, you could take the
further.
stairs down to that level. It's pretty close in the side. Because the way UNMH is it's kind of like it's basically just stacked, more or less. And so everything's on top of each other. So the basement isn't like this big sprawling thing. It's just going to kind of below where all of the patient rooms are and operating rooms are on higher floors. It's probably about 6 floors high. And so, Gates, you're able to lead them without much problem to the storeroom. Once you get there, Suki, you recognize this hallway. It's from your vision, and the door that Gates is leading you towards is the door that before was ajar, and you heard the sounds of commotion and things being tossed around. Gates, this door is new. It's been replaced, and there's a shiny new lock there on the door, and you do not have a key.
As we're shuffling along, Q would just absentmindedly and not even really expecting a response, but he would kind of whisper to Suki, "Hey, have you noticed that like we're like meeting more and more people that work at the hospital? It's kind of weird, huh?"
I guess, yeah. Jog
It's
my
like-
memory. Who else works the hospital?
Suki, not Suki. Katia used to work here. Remember?
Oh,
In the
right.
morgue?
She was in the morgue. Oh,
She
was
worked
in
at
the funeral home.
Presbyterian Hospital,
Oh.
the other hospital.
There's a few. I would
Several.
hope,
Albuquerque's
in
a real
large
city too, man.
place.
I hope. There are several.
There's only
There-
one
there-
hospital.
One
All
hospital.
the
One
miles.
hospital only.
To be fair, there are places in New Mexico where there is not even one. But we have 3 health systems here: UNMH, Presbyterian, and Lovelace. Katia worked at the morgue at Presbyterian, still downtown, but on the other side. And Gates works here at UNMH.
So yeah, Katia didn't work here, but she worked at a hospital. I just feel like we're meeting more and more like hospital people. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, it's always good to have some medical knowledge on hand. Goodness knows my only fix is like tea. I don't know. I'm useless at that.
True. I just hate the way it smells in here.
I know it does smell a little like death, and that's coming from somebody who knows what death smells like.
Ugh.
And I can
Shuffle,
appear,
shuffle,
and I peer in from behind them, just like chiming on the conversation randomly. I believe a hospital. There's a lot of life here. There's also a lot of death. Could attract some weird shit.
True facts. Yeah. Thank you, Fiona. After she was like, yeah, thanks, Fiona.
Yeah, and she's like 5'2", so she's like just coming from below all the time. Just like, oh hi.
Oh jeez. Oh god.
So what's the plan, team?
So I don't think offhand Gates would know what Q can do, but Gates would know what like Eubank can do.
Mm-hmm.
So when he gets to the door and it's like locked, he's gonna try and concentrate and like go through it to unlock it from the other side.
I love it. So you have that move that we saw Eubank use before called incorporeal. There's no roll, and you can move freely through solid objects. So you watch Gates touch the wall. And what do you think? Is there a visible effect on your body when you do something like this, Gates, you think?
I feel like microscopically it's probably all my atoms splitting and then like peeling through whatever I'm trying to go through, but physically it's kind of like staticky whatever I make incorporeal for me, and then I
like
just
that.
go through it and
Nice. So you're inside, and the rest of the team's like,
Bye.
Thank you. I was like, bye.
just like unlock it and then open the door.
Nice. All right, yeah. So, and there fortunately is no one in here, and so you've got a few minutes. You think during shift change, where you might have some privacy here, you have the place to yourselves. What would you guys like to do? Some for the new players, things like investigate a mystery are always great, and you might have some powers on your sheet that you could also look at as well. But that's kind of the vibe here. So tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you the move or power that would make the most sense. Don't have to worry about knowing the mechanics.
Um, Gates will probably head towards where that record list is and try and investigate if he knows what medicine's been, if it's the same medicine or if it's random ones. But going through that log and kind of figuring out what might be.
Okay. Everybody else?
As Gates is doing that, I'm just by him and kind of saying, you're getting kind of used to that your new stuff, huh?
Bit by bit. It's weird. It's tingly. When I do that, but yeah, I guess kind of used to it.
Well, for something to happen so quick to you, you're not doing too bad.
I think I got help, or at least that's what I'd like to think he is.
Anyone who gives their life to protect me or my friends, I think they're pretty helpful. So Eubank is pretty cool with me. And I will leave him be and just start. Before I start anything, did Suki tell the team that we're in the area of her vision? Or no, not yet. She did. Okay, making sure. We'll also start looking around.
Great. Girls?
I would like to investigate a mystery as the only person who has sort of caught a glimpse of the creature. I'd like to try to know what kind of creature we're dealing with.
Okay. And Fiona, what would you like to do?
I kind of wanted to try just sensing any supernatural activity in this area. See if I can find any presence within the building.
That's great. So that is a thing that you have, like we said before, like a kind of a sense magic, the forensic divination. And what that does is it gives you an extra question you can ask: what magic was done here, as a free question with investigate a mystery. So let's have Suki, Fiona, and Q roll investigate a mystery, which is plus sharp. And then Gates, I have information for you as well.
As I'm rolling sharp, I wouldn't be able to use my hag deciphering things for a +1 for this particular situation, would I?
So Suki told me that she was looking to try to. Who said they're looking to try to figure out what kind of monster it is? Okay. And Fiona says she's looking for magic. What are you looking for, Q? Don't think about the rules. Tell me narratively, like what are you trying to discover here? Are you looking at the cabinets? Are you looking outside the door?
I think he nothing. I don't think Q knows what to look for. Okay. So nothing.
That's fine. You can just look around, and then so the girls may find information that might then trigger an opportunity for you to use the Hibbins Archaeological Guide to kind of further hone stuff in. So that's a great question. Suki, what'd you get for your investigative mystery? A 4. You can mark experience. Congratulations. Fiona, what did you get for investigative mystery? 8. Great. You can hold 1. Do you want the question to be what magic was done here?
Yeah.
Excellent. So you are kind of looking around and you kind of have this realization like, oh, no one else is casting any spells. And with your time with the Obsidian Order, there was a kind of a procedure for things, and you're realizing that these guys do things a little bit differently, and you're like, oh, that's me. Oh, okay. And so you cast a spell of divination to kind of like see what other magical auras are here, because there's a lot of things here that you're like, I don't know if that's technology, I don't know if that's magic, what this is. You're still not sure how he did the thing with the card key earlier, and you're sensing for magic, and you get a ping. You look up, and there's one of those exposed ductworks, maybe about 3 feet wide, a foot and a half tall, that kind of arcs down to for the spout to go down, and you're getting like almost like radar blips. There are three, maybe cantaloupe sized magical auras in that vent, and they're moving. Not like running around, but there's like movement enough to like make it really visible now that you see it.
Okay.
Gates, you look at the list and you see that there's a few different medications, and as you're looking, you're like, oh, okay, that's just a generic of that. Yeah, okay, I remember this one. And it seems to be two medications in particular. There's a corticosteroid and EpiPens. And I want you to roll plus sharp for me to see if you can know what kind of correlation those two things would have.
5 plus 2, 7.
7. Yeah, you know, corticosteroids are used to treat Addison's disease, which is a deficiency of the adrenal gland.
You said Addison's disease?
Addison's disease, Addison. It's the thing that JFK had.
I'll look over to Q. I think I've figured out the medications that are missing. Bunch of different cortisol steroids and like EpiPens, usually used for patients with Addison's disease or a form of it.
What's Addison's disease? What's that?
Then I go to the keeper because my medical knowledge is...
Yeah, that's fine. And also in situations like this, yeah, intern. Situations like this, you also in the real world as well as in game, that would be a thing you totally could whip your phone out and look. I'm not saying you have to do that right second, but I'll tell you, it's basically the adrenal gland doesn't work or works very poorly, and so this is a medicine that'll help compensate for that, just like how insulin helps compensate for livers, diabetes and stuff. This is a similar thing for adrenal deficiency.
Gotcha.
I would relay that as I whip out my phone to like go over more information about adrenal glands and the types of...
All right. So that's what you're doing. Suki's looking around with no luck. Fiona, Q.
Well, we do have a presence here. It's close by. It's in the vent. 3 of them. And then she kind of rubs her hands together and sort of like she starts to heat up, like kind of revving her power a little bit. I'm not certain just how close they are, but they're pretty large. I don't know what they are yet.
Yeah, and that vent is in this room too. So it's like maybe 10-foot ceiling, and so they're just up there, just kind of out of reach in that vent that's in this room.
Still thinking of what Gates just told me. I'm walking to the center of to where I see the vent, and I'm gonna look right up at it.
You see a pair of small yellow eyes blink, and then 2 more, and then 2 more. There's something with glowing yellow eyes. There's 6 eyes total on the other side of the vent looking down at you.
So I see 6 pairs of glowing yellow eyes. You guys want to come down and talk?
There's no response.
I Q is gonna, as he's like looking at these eyes. Does he hear anything, by the way, or is it utterly silent?
Now that you're like listening for it, there's like little like tapping noises, like whatever this has, like feet is like kind of hitting the vent a little bit. Like so it's not stock still, it's like little like shifts and movements and stuff, but there's no like heavy breathing or sounds of fire or electricity or something.
Gotcha. Well, Q is going to look at his hand, and in the palm of his hand is going to be kind of like this gentle glow of yellow, and that glow is kind of giving off very gentle kind of like yellow smoke in a way that kind of like evaporates. And what he's going to try to do is to let it be kind of like a beacon. And he's going to try to show it to these creatures like, I'm friendly, it's okay, you can come out of hiding.
So normally you can't manipulate monsters without a special move.
That's fair.
But I like this. And so I'm going to ask you to act under pressure instead.
Okay. Let's
and are you trying to put them at ease? Or are you trying to like pull them, like have them come out?
I am trying to I'm trying to lure them out with a sense of comfort, and like maybe they're intrigued, maybe they're curious about me, and I'm not attacking them,
So this is plus cool.
Plus 2. 9 total.
9 total. So I'm gonna give you a choice. They'll come out, but they're not going to be at ease, or they're going to leave you alone, but you won't get to see them.
I choose for them to come out and not be at ease.
Okay, so you're like, come on. As you get it closer, the vent bursts open, like swinging, and these 3 little things about maybe a foot and a half tall, little pot bellies, gray pocketed skin, sharp teeth, yellow eyes, and little wings fly out and swarm around you and start knocking stuff over.
Whoa
on the doors. Like it's just like a little dust devil that they're leaving everywhere, and they're all over the room. Everyone can see them. What do you guys want to do?
Oh no.
Chill.
Panic.
Can I try to grab one?
Absolutely. Act under pressure.
All right.
And they're
like a 70-year-old woman can hold on to these.
Yeah, and while they're flying, they're
dust dragons.
You're bursitis, though.
I don't have my shoulders. I'm gonna need a cortico shot.
Well, you're here, so
exactly. I'm in the right spot. Sorry, it was act under pressure. You say?
You need a what kind of shot?
A corticosteroid.
Oh,
cortical?
the things that have been stolen. Cool.
Oh, what's one more? And that's plus cool, correct?
Yes.
That is a 9.
A 9. You can catch it, but you're going to draw the attention of the others, or you'll be able to knock it out of the air.
I don't want to hurt him, but I think the other ones are going to hurt me. And you know what? That's all right. I'm gonna try to hold it. I want to hold it, and I'm hoping that my team will be able to get the other 2.
So yeah, you like grab it, and it's like squirming in your hand, trying to flap away. And you gotta look at this thing, and it's not slimy, but it's like kind of weirdly moist.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what in the world is this? And that's when you feel your rifle on your back lifting off, and you turn just in time to see the two others giggling as they steal your carbine and are making for the vent.
Oh, grab that! Don't give the dust buddies a gun.
I'm gonna form out my golden chain and try to whip it towards the gun.
Great. Let's do act under pressure. Fiona, Gates, you guys want to do anything?
Gates dropped his phone when the vent like opened up because like he was looking on Google or whatever. So he sees those things and like instinct kicks in, and he like reflexively like hides behind the counter or whatever that he's at, and he's like, you know, frantically grabbing for his phone, but he doesn't know what to do in a situation. Just little demon things or like floaty buff balls. I don't know.
I got an 11 for act under
Great.
pressure.
Yeah, great. You wrap it around the thing, you pull it back, it knocks them out of their hands as they give you the vibe that they're cursing you out in some language you can't understand. Fiona, anything you'd like to do?
I'd like to, I don't know, her first instinct is to cast like a shield spell, but like enclose them in it, like in a little, or enclose us with them.
Yeah,
Makes
I
sense,
like
so
that.
They can't escape anywhere.
Absolutely. So under use magic, you have a thing, bar a place or portal to a specific person or type of creature.
So useful.
That would be a great use of that. You could bar this room from those things being able to leave.
I love this new magic stuff.
So you'll need to roll plus weird.
Okay. Good luck.
While Suki's just shaking it, being like, be chill, be chill.
Chill
out.
11.
11. Excellent. It works without issues. Choose your effect, which is choose bar the place. Do you want to describe how this looks to us?
It's going to look almost gelatinous. Like every time they try to bump against it, they kind of recoil back, and it makes vibrations across the whole sphere.
Yeah, it kind of has some give to it, kind of like elastic. Nice. Yeah, and it's visible. You guys can see it every time they get hit. This is similar to the barrier she put up to like a silence spell back at the booth in 45. And so these things now are frantically flying all around, knocking stuff down. And one of them lands on the counter right in front of you, Gates, and just like, and snatches your phone out of your hand.
Hey, give that back.
This is your face like, oh, not my phone.
And it's all and like fly and jumps up and flies. What do you want to do? Anything? Anybody?
Close that logbook and just like swipe that.
Roll to kick some butt, sir. Plus tough.
I feel like we're in that Harry Potter class right now, like fighting.
Oh,
It's
okay.
very
This is
similar.
straight roll.
While he's doing that, Q is curious if he knows what these things are.
Yeah.
5.
5. You miss and mark experience, which is the good news. And you miss with it, and it lands on your hand and bites you in the hand. That's 1 harm, and it flies away into the vent. Q.
It can't fly away into the vent. It's
Oh, it can't. That's right. It has the phone through, but it can't go through because it's not barred by the phone. It's like, and Q, you said you wanted to know if you knew what this thing was.
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to think here. Yeah, investigate a mystery. And I don't, because this is kind of a chaotic situation, I don't think the hag's going to help you, because that's kind of a more like when you have some time, but you can roll it, sir.
I gotta try.
Come on,
I feel like it's
buddy.
important. Y'all will not believe it.
If it's the boxcars again, you change in those dice.
I rolled 2 natural ones.
All is forgiven.
Uh,
Mark experience.
we're doing terribly in this.
And Suki, while you see that happen with Gates and him get bit in the hand and pull back, it wriggles out of your hands and starts to like pull on the door to get out, but it can't because of the barrier spell. What do you guys want to do?
What are these things? What are these things?
I really don't. When I saw my vision, it was long nails and a red eye. I kind of wonder if that was the mama and these are the babies, and if we shouldn't just let them go back up into the vent so that the mama doesn't kill us immediately.
Yeah, and they're like flying around and just like again whirling dervish kind of thing, like that scene from the Pixies. You're right.
I'm gonna say, because he's trying not to just slay everything all the time. Now he's trying to like think things through. So Q was just like, chill out, stop.
Do they speak English?
That's just what he's doing right now.
One of them flies past you and past Suki, in fact, and you see it like dive into one of the large cabinets, like medicine cabinets, and starts like tossing stuff out, like plastic bottles clattering on the floor. You see an insulin bottle fly in the air of glass. Fiona or Gage, you guys want to do anything?
Yeah, y'all got some new powers. Is this any help?
Yeah, y'all got some shiny new powers that we ain't got.
Charlie bit me.
Oh, it's so perfect.
Oh my gosh. Is there a way I can hold them someplace?
Yeah, I think so. Just looking at use magic, I would say that you could, if you wanted, you could change your spell to trap a specific person, minion, or monster. So your barrier would go down, but you could like point at one of them and it would just get locked down.
Right.
Like hold, it's like hold person.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that with the one that's holding the phone.
Oh, excellent.
So
all right.
Yeah, so it just shrinks down to like a little bubble around him.
Nice. Roll use magic plus weird.
How does it feel when like the force field like moves through me? It's like a chill. Like what does that feel like?
Well, I want to see the roll before I describe it.
Yeah.
Multiple sixes.
No. Oh, there you go.
What is it with these
Feels
dice?
pretty good.
Yeah, it works perfectly. I'm happy for you, but I'm also disappointed because there's some buck wild stuff that happens when spell slingers get mixed or fail rolls, and so I just keep like bracing myself for those.
I have a backup plan when that happens.
Yeah, I believe you. Yeah, you like just shrink the thing, like you pull your hands together, go, and the one with the phone gets like just encapsulated in this thing that has a higher viscosity now. The kind of the barrier is less stretchy, and it just drops to the counter, and the phone clatters and stays on the thing. The other two creatures see that, they look at each other, and they bolt for the vent and get out of there.
Would you, as they start to bolt, would you allow me to try to whip one?
Absolutely, go for it.
I want to try to hold one in place to see if I can get it.
And then Gates will instinctively reach out towards the other one, but from his position, and you'll watch as his like arm will elongate a bit and they'll like claw out, but he's not trying to like harm him, he's just trying to like grab it.
Right, he's going for that wild fly ball. Yeah. All right, what do you got, Q?
I got a 9.
Okay. You can capture it, but it's going to get hurt, or it is. You're going to capture it. It's either going to do damage in the room, or it's going to do damage to it as well.
So it's either going to do damage to the room. My attack is either going to do damage to the room or damage to the creature.
But you'll get it either way. And Gates, I need you to roll act under pressure, which is plus cool.
Okay.
So what do you choose there, Q?
I choose for. I I mean, this room has already been damaged. Look at it. Look at what I'm gonna choose to damage the room and just hold this thing in place.
Great. So you whip out with that chain. It is already in the vent. When the chain goes out, you are able to grab it, yank it back, but the vent goes and falls and clatters right onto the surface of the table right there in the middle. Gates, what'd you roll?
7 + 1, so 8.
8. Great. Same thing, because you're doing this instinctively. You can get it, but it's either going to damage the room or damage it.
I feel like, considering it's claw hand coming, it might damage it, but not intentionally, like just because like claw hand.
Yeah, that's act under pressure under mixed success is like a hard choice or a worse outcome or a price to pay. Yeah.
I imagine his hand would like reflex at the last second when the vent came down, just like a bit shocked. So he grabbed
and like squeeze it a little too hard.
Yeah.
Okay, how much damage do your claws do?
Oh no, a lot. 3 harm. Oh god.
3 harm.
Oh,
so
no.
in a single movement, you see both of these things: the chain, the elongated alien clawed hand, grab these things. The vent falls to the ground with a crash. Gates, you grab this thing and pull it in, squeezing too hard, and it hits the table at the same moment as the vent, and the creature shatters like you broke grandma's vase.
Oh.
And the other one is still safely secure in Fiona's bubble.
So question.
You have one that's been shattered, one that's magically bound, and one that's in the chains.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Like shattered?
Like imagine knocking over a vase with a baseball.
I know I failed this roll a second ago, but can I investigate a mystery? Because that's the craziest stuff I've ever seen.
I'll actually give you something for free because you grabbed it. Your hands have like not slime, but whatever that moist thing was on him is on your hands, and you recognize it. You've had the same exact experience hundreds of times. It's wet clay.
It's made out of clay? She says out loud.
And the way that I'm locking this thing down, like I'm doing that thing to where I like step on my chain and I like pull it taut so it's like closer to my foot. And now that I have that, I'm like, all right, we got 2. And I looked down at the shattered one. I mean, we could have had 3, but it's okay. You're getting used to it.
Gates is just crying.
All right, so I have an idea. First, try to talk to these things. Maybe they talk. I don't know. Second idea is I have the compass to find creatures I've seen before, and I'm looking directly at these mofos. So
yeah,
perhaps...
I like the compass idea, because here's the thing: you already know that when you tried to reason with them before, they lashed out. And they're speaking gibberish, and like it's pretty good at conveying emotion, but it doesn't seem like there's like words there. So, not to push you in a particular direction, but the compass, just to me, listening to what you guys have done, sounds like a good option.
Awesome. And another,
go ahead.
Another thing that I found out when we were in the past, obviously, if I have a piece of the creature, it heightens the abilities of my compass to find it. So I'm thinking maybe I take a piece of their wing or something. I don't know.
Well, there's a bunch of shards that Gates just crashed.
You're messing up my plan, Keeper. God.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to help. I apologize.
I went through heck trying to tie this thing down. I'm about to use it. All right.
You go ahead. You go ahead and pluck the wings off that bumblebee. You go for it.
So maybe if I like take a piece of its wing or something, I can we could let these things go.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
That's the idea I have. What about
Okay.
y'all?
Well, I am revising my mamas and baby theory. So since these are made out of clay, do y'all think these could have smushed together to make one big, angry, red-eyed, deeply clawed creature?
Maybe. I mean, their eyes are yellow, right? Right, Keeper?
True.
They're yellow, not red. Correct.
Yeah.
Be
Hey,
that or they were
Fiona?
created by it.
If since you got that one in the bubble, we wouldn't be able to put this other one into the bubble with it, would they?
Keeper.
Probably not, because that particular magic effect is, like we described, is to trap a specific person, minion, or monster. So it's a hot tub for one.
It's up for one.
I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
I mean,
But
all right, fair enough.
Do I know
Fiona,
anything about this demon?
I was just going to say, I feel like your particular
I feel like
set
I
of
know.
skills might be helpful here. I want you to roll plus sharp with a +1, because you've got some background here. Just roll plus sharp.
Good luck.
7?
7 total.
Did you
with-
add your? Well, it doesn't
I
really
did.
matter.
Okay, 7.
Mhm.
After you heard what Suki said about clay, and then you have one that's pretty much immobilized in your little bubble, you're pretty sure that these are constructed. That these are not naturally forming things. These are made intentionally by someone.
Okay. And I'll tell the crew that. I definitely think these were created by something. Maybe that creature you saw in your vision is responsible for these.
Yeah, might
Running
be.
errands for it, doing its bidding, act as a distraction.
Very possible. Do you think it, could a human create it, or would only another demon be able to create it?
You're pretty sure any sufficiently experienced magic user could do it. Demon, human, whatever.
Okay. Well, what we got so far is that these 3 little dudes are created by somebody, and also we have missing medical supplies. So that to me says human, because I don't see why a clay creature would need a steroid and an EpiPen. I mean, clay ain't allergic to nothing. But so I don't know. I don't know what we should do with these little guys. I feel bad putting them down. They're kind of cute, but like in a bitey and mean way. But
Any way we can use them to lead us to the creature? Some way
Yeah.
to track them.
Yeah, I can track them. The second we let them go, if they fly away, I can either take a piece of its wing, or maybe I can just take one of those shards.
Oh, you bit me, bud.
oh look, she's got.
Oh no, they're there. I literally thought you were role playing for a second. I was like, what?
And then
That's good roleplay.
as the 3 of us are talking, Q remembers, there's another one that's kind of been thrown into the situation, and he's gonna look over at Gates to see just silently see how he's doing.
Gates is like looking at his hand like form back to normal with the clay goo still on it. And then his other hand's injured from the bite. He's just like, this has been a day. I don't mean to hasten anything, but we just destroyed a vent, and this area is kind of under observation, so they're probably going to come here shortly.
And Gates, when you say that, behind you, you hear the door handle jiggle. And that's where we're going to end our episode.
Oh no!
Jump in the vent.
Take to the vents.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to award our dice giveaway, _critical right now. And please join us next week for the next installment of our current hunt, The Return.
Who are they
As
going to
we
contact
see-
for their? For who is the one they're going to contact?
Oh yeah, they need to hop on the Discord, and they need to message me, right?
Yeah, you're the guy.
Yeah, I'm the guy. Oh,
It's
yeah,
me, the guy.
that's awesome. Okay, I feel like Gates now. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm part of this. Um, but join us next week for the next episode, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Also, you can listen to our podcast. Just search Duke City Chronicles on your podcaster of choice. The podcast is behind where we are here on the live stream, but it's a great chance to catch up and learn all about the Obsidian Order, who is Eubank, and more. But until then, Albuquerque is a weird place. Let's keep it that way. Bye.